welcome to another brand new episode here on FS25 and the Market Gardener series. Yes, we are back for another episode. Another gripping episode, maybe we should say. For those of you that saw the short the other day, whilst it wasn't on this particular save, I wasn't recording an episode of this save. I was testing out another greenhouse, another new thing I've got for the series that I would like to use, but there's too many errors in it. One of the errors is that I got quite close to it with the tractor, and it appeared to suck my tractor wheel into the wall of the greenhouse, and it wouldn't let go. So the greenhouse doesn't require seeds or water, it requires a tractor, and then it will grow your crops. So it's a very hungry greenhouse, but yeah, so I had to get rid of it because I sort of thought, oh, that's just an anomaly. I've clearly got too far, not realised I've touched it, and that's what's happened, sort of thing. So I did it again. Went near to it, and as soon as you get within a sort of distance to it, and it's hard to judge what the distance is, but it just sucked, just literally like a magnet, just sucks the tractor in. So I thought, I can't use this because I'm not going to be able to get near it to to pick the pallets up, so that greenhouse had to go. But I've seen on YouTube a lovely lady, and I do apologise if she does watch my series. I don't know whether she does or not, probably more likely not. But if you do, and you've developed and built your own mod, which is the Market Garden mod, I can't wait to use that in this series. It's going to be absolutely perfect for this series, and I really can't wait to use it. And it's a fantastic looking mod. It really is. It's a big mod in terms of it's going to need a very big field to put it in, but I think it might add something quite nice, because like potatoes and the vegetables and stuff like that, I want to grow in fields, but that mod also gives you the ability to grow like lettuces and cabbages and not lettuces, cauliflowers and cabbages and stuff like that, and flowers and different things like that. So stuff that the game doesn't sort of offer. So I'm looking forward to using that. But anyway, hope you're all doing well. Hope you're all having a good day. As you can see, we're coming back to the farm from the shop. We've got an elevator on our tractor, and sadly it wasn't in the sale because being a farmer I'm a bit stingy, but sadly it wasn't in the sale. I had to buy brand new, but it wasn't overly expensive. I can't remember if it was 14,000 or 24,000. I can't remember which one it was now, but so the idea is that obviously we're going to drive by where we need to put the elevator. No one saw that, right? Jesus. Right, so we're going to drive. I've actually put that bin a little bit close to the road. I can see my mistake. Right, put the trailer on, James, because we can drive the elevator by itself, so put the trailer on. I've also come to a bit of a conclusion as well after the last episode. I want to buy that vent, but I'm not going to pay full price for it, because A, we're not desperate for it, and B, we don't need it really until next year. So kind of the thinking is, well, if I don't need it till next year, let's wait to see if it comes available in the sale, rather than buying it for the full price, because as I say, I just don't need it at the moment. But the one thing I liked about it, and yeah, I probably could put row crops on the either the Izeki or the Zeta that we've got, but I don't necessarily want the Izeki anymore. I am going to keep it. I'm not going to get rid of it, but I don't really need it for much anymore. And the fact that now we're ridging, we're going to need a tractor on, as I say, row crops, because we're not going to be a huge grain farm as such. We're going to be more vegetable type farm, veg-based farm, you know, potatoes, carrots and red beets and stuff like that, you know, obviously stuff that you would sell in a farm shop. We are going to be growing grain. You know, we need flour to make our bread, you know, to make other produce and that. And we're also going to need animals as well. I don't think I'm going to be able to, or just right. So if we go there, we haven't got no wheat. That's fine. But if we can find the sorghum, that would be magical. I don't really know how much to put in here. I suppose I'm not going to need the trailer for a bit, but I definitely don't need 25,000 litres. Alright, so 7,000 litres should be more than enough. I'm not going to go that way because I shall end up catching the elevator. So what we got installed today? Well, for today, I've obviously moved the game on now to the next month. So it was April, the last episode, now it's May. I'm not skipping through too much, you know. I want to sort of show you as much as I get on with and as I do. So I'm not skipping through too much, but just when it becomes a little bit repetitive of just selling produce and stuff like that, that's when I'm likely to just skip ahead a little bit, so that we actually get to do some proper things. But I missed me turning, no one saw it, right? We'll fill this up with food. Like I say, they're not going to need this much. Unfortunately, I can't leave this trailer here because I need this gateway. I need the gateway, obviously, to get the vehicles in and out. The forklift, as I say, isn't really going to be... Oh, it used it all. In which case, that's not what I want. That's what I want. Oh, it wasn't. I said 10,000. I said 10,000 litres in my head, and I was like, you know, but anyway, it doesn't matter. That will last them a while. So the fact that it's used that's quite good. So we'll struggle up the hill, apparently, with an empty trailer. We'll put the trailer just here. Ideally, you'd reverse it in, but that doesn't matter. Anyway, we'll stand it there for now. So what we're going to do this episode is we're going to get this side over here developed a little bit more. So I want to grow grapes, as you know, and eventually olives. Well, there is an olive harvester in the sale, which is just there. Oh no, it's a grape harvester. I thought that was the olive harvester. Oh, well, ignore me anyway. But yeah, eventually I want to grow olives, but as I was going to show you, where now then? Here we go. Right, olive harvesters. You know, we're looking at quite a lot of money. 253,000. It's a lot of money. So we'll give that a miss. Now you say, well, yeah, but the grape harvesters are as much. Actually, they're not. They are if you go there. No. Now where would it be? Grape tools? Yeah, here we go. So I can put this on the tractor and we can drive the little tractor down the rows. So we're going to need a vine tractor. But we can then drive that on the vine tractor down the rows, and that will handpick the grapes. Now I've not actually tried that mod out, so I'm taking a bit of a risk because I've not actually tried that mod out. Usually, as I say, I do try everything out before I put it in my game because I don't obviously want disasters. Now what we're going to do is we're going to have the grapes and the olives and things, I think, this side, and what we'll do is we'll do 2, 2, 2. So 2 grape, 2 olive, 2 grape, 2 olive, and we'll do that. That way we will make it even, but we're not going to be getting olives for a very long time, and so just putting the grapes in will be more than fine. 2 rows of grapes. We're not going to want no more than that. And then over this side, up here, and again I'm doing it this side because there's a lane here, so it makes it accessible, easily accessible from the farm. But not only that, it doesn't block the public highway, so when we come to load pallets and stuff like that, we're not blocking the highway. So you know, when you sort of have a business like that where you're producing your own produce, but then your produce needs to be loaded, you know, whether it, you know, be trucks and car trailers and stuff like that, or even eventually if you do make it, you know, sort of big time, then you're obviously loading Arctics. You would either need to buy a permit, as I understand it, and I may be wrong about this, but this is as I understand it. You would need to buy a permit to load on the road. So like if we had our honey here, I mean, we've no need to have the honey spawn pallet here at all. We could have it over there. You know, we could have it somewhere in the farm, but we may as well have the pallets next to the beehives. And as I say, we can sort of then build this area up a little bit. I want to try, if I can as well, to leave as much space as possible for that mod that I told you about, because I think I'll be able to sort of get that on here and everything else that I want to do, because what I basically want to do is I want to put 3 rows of beehives and then go all the way down to the far end, and then do sort of olive grapes halfway across. And then I'm hoping that should leave enough room then for that mod. I might, you know, it might not. I'd love to buy this field as well. But it's just, I think it's a little bit out of our price range. Let's have a look. Oh, 152, it's not bad. What's that one, just out of interest? That's 191. It's not too bad, but as I say, I've got 1 or 2 little bits that I want to get done first before I start worrying about more land. Obviously, we bought those 2 fields down there now, so we've got sorghum growing in one, and we've got carrots growing in the other one. And then, first job of the day, actually, just reminding myself, first job of the day. See? It's a good job I was talking about something random there, because it's reminded me my first job of the day is not to sort this out. We will sort that out eventually. What I would also like to have done is cut this and then horse baled it. Still might actually. We won't be able, I don't think, to sell it at our little stall. So if we go to factories and then sell points, if we come down here, which this one's ours, we might not be able to sell it here if it decides to scroll. So I can actually see what is sellable here, but if hay is sellable here, then that would be fantastic, because I'll hire the mower and then the sort of horse hay equipment, and then so grass is sellable there. I think that's grass. Be really good if hay is. So chaff is. Oh, that might be grass. Come on, show me a hay symbol, please. Oh, that might be hay. So we might be able to sell it there. That would be really cool if we could. Anyway, it doesn't matter if we can't, because we can sell it at the main one, and then we can take a contract with them and then become their sort of main suppliers. But eventually I want to get a farm shop that we can sell everything in, and then we can make total mixed rations and stuff like that and sell it, and sort of provide farmers as well as the community. But so I might actually, I might change my plan. I might actually cut this and then horse hay it. It would be a bit of work and it would be a bit of effort, but I do think it would be worth it. We'll need a flatbed as well, and we will also need some way of lifting it on. I'll sort that out in a second. Right, first things first, I need this tractor. I knew I was using this tractor for a reason. And it was kind of like, I was like, you know, I sort of walked around here, sort of like, I need to do this episode, I need to do this episode, we can do this episode. And I literally planned it all out, agreed with myself that was, you know, what the sort of plan of action we were going to take, and then completely blooming forgot. Completely left my brain. But I've got a job that I need to do with some of the veg that we planted yesterday. So you'll remember that I was going to do the headlands. That's awful, James. Come on. You would never pick that up like that in real life. Come on, son. Let's try and get in the middle. Alright. Let's reverse this back up again. Be really good, you know, if Farming Sim could find a way, or a modder could find a way of simulating this. Because I do try. Sometimes I sort of don't, because I think, well, you know, there's no real sort of, not point, but, you know, it's not like you get XP points for doing it properly, do you know what I mean? You know, I sometimes sort of think maybe that's what Farm Sim sort of misses, is XP points for stuff, you know, so that you know, and I think the contract system could be a lot more in depth as well. You know, things like the farm shop, you know, where you could take like a 3-year contract, but within that 3-year contract, you've got to supply them with X amount of hay, or, you know, cauliflowers or cabbages or whatever. Do you know what I mean? Like, you know, it could be far more in depth and far more immersive than what it is. You know, because other farms are not the only things in the world that need contracts. You know, the grain mill, you know, you get this much and it's a much higher price, you know, for supplying them with, say, 200,000 litres of grain on a 2-year contract. So for 2 years, you've got to you know, for those 2 years, you've got to supply at least 200,000 litres of grain to get a premium. You know, so it just makes it a little bit more kind of immersive and a little bit more involved, you know. I just, you know, there's so much that could be done with this game, and there's so much that isn't. It's almost like every year, in every version, the bare minimum satisfies Giants and satisfies the game developers, in the sense that, you know, yeah, they had some nice machines and they look really shiny and pretty and everything. And don't get me wrong, I'm delighted that pea harvesters and peas and that are in the game. It should have been in a long time ago. They're in now, and it's absolutely fantastic. And they've done an awesome job. I really enjoyed doing that side of it. I haven't done a great deal of it, that side of it, just because I do find this game very difficult to play. I can't get into this game as much as what I can get into FS22. And FS22 is where I am spending all of my sort of farm sim time, if you like, you know. And I'm sort of on a map at the moment. Well, I'll tell you what map it is. I'm on the map that I was doing the Britain series on. I can't remember for the life of me think what that map's called, but anyway, so I'm on that map at the moment, and I'm building myself like the ultimate dairy, and sort of completely redesigning that map and redoing, you know, sort of everything involved with that map, because I really, is it I just can't remember what it's called off the top of my head. It's Bally something. Is it Bally Springs? No, Bally. Anyway, whatever it is. But yeah, so I'm sort of doing that. And the thing is, FS22. You know, it's such an enjoyable game to sit and play. It's a real pity we can't just take the peas and stuff from this game, put it into that game. I'd never see this game again. Gotta be honest, I'd never see this game again. Right, that's that done. We didn't do any of that side. We learnt our lessons. So now we can get on with the build, well, with the grass cut in the other side now. So we're going to need to hire the stuff, because it's not worth us buying, because we don't have enough grass to justify buying that equipment. But we're only going to need, well, we're not going to be able to buy a big mower, you know, because we simply don't have the tractors to pull it. So we only need a small mower, and then we can get on with mowing it, and then, as I say, then we'll need to ted it, and then we'll need to, does this cultivator fold up? No. The only reason why I said that is this is a 4-meter cultivator, and in the UK you're only allowed to travel down the road at a width of 3 meters. But that might be different in other parts of the world. So, you know, and as I say, this map is based in America, so it may be different in America. But we'll have a little look then at the grass things. This isn't going to be a chatty video, by the way. I'm going to switch to some time lapse in a minute. So, oh, okay, we can have a big mower. We just can't have them, right? Yeah, we just can't have them. Well, that's 3 meters. I mean, that would be nice to hire that. But we can have a big mower. So we can have that one. 100, 110, 210. Doesn't make no sense. We'll have this one. It will go on the back of this tractor. So we'll do that. Yes, we'll lease that. Thanks very much. We'll need a tedder. You can usually get, yeah, a fairly big tedder, so we'll use that one just because it's so big, and we can get it done quicker. And then we're going to need the little Hoss hay baler, which will be under balers, which is, honestly, and I also don't like the way this store is set out now. Honestly, it's so, you just don't know, you know, it's, yeah, just don't know where anything is anymore. Right, so I need that one. So again, we will standard twine. Yeah, we'll do standard twine. We don't need nothing special. So we'll do that. And then, now, do I do just an auto load trailer, or do I do a cruising thing that puts them together, which is not the, oh yeah, it's this one, which is this one. Because as far as I remember, that puts them together, doesn't it? So that you can then have them thingy. Or do I just go for an ordinary auto stack and just do it that way? Don't know. We can think about that one while we're cutting. Anyway, as I say, I'm going to turn over to some time lapse, and I'll see you in a little while when we've got that cut and tedded. See you in a bit.
what's left is right. Chasing stars and holding you. I can't see the end, but we'll see it through.
Alright, so we've got that cut and rode and baled and everything. Yes, now then, there was going to be a little bit more of a reveal, but we bought ourselves a combine. Now, it's not a brand new combine, as you can tell from the paintwork. It's not brand new at all. It's second-hand combine, but I was going to buy myself combine. There we go. We was lucky that time. I was going to buy myself that one, and it was 104,500, as you can see. So I thought, well, what I'll do is, I'll wait for it to come up in the sale. If it does before harvest, I'll buy it. We'll have it, because we're going to take on a little bit more land. We're going to start growing crops now for, as I say, other productions and stuff. I feel we've reached a point where we can do that. And then this one came into the sale room at £114,000. Now, it's 114,000, so it's only 10... Hang on a minute. Bear with me 1 second. Yeah, 114,000. And I thought, well, it's, you know, it's only £10,000 more than that one, which is brand new, which we didn't really need a brand new one. So I thought, you know, for the extra, and considering what that is brand new, it's got 229,000. It's got a bigger grain tank capacity, and the header, I think, if I'm right in saying, I think it's just slightly wider. It may be the same size, but anyway, I couldn't really pass up on that. As I say, 114,000. You know, as opposed to, yeah, the other one, you know, brand new was only 104,000. But as I say, the slightly bigger grain tank when you're doing it all by yourself is very welcome. It was worth the extra 10 grand. But the other thing as well is the Massey Ferguson combine. I have now, must confess, I've only driven what I call sort of normal standard combines, i.e. the centre of the header is directly in front of me, whereas with that Massey Ferguson it's off to the right of you, and I have big trouble trying to get it onto the header trailer, because I just can't work out whether I'm in line or not, because the depth perception on Farming Simulator just in general is terrible, so you can't really tell where you are. And so therefore I just thought, you know what, actually, so I don't look silly trying to get it on the trailer, I'll get one that's in line. As I say, it was an extra 10 grand, but you know, we've been doing very well recently, and as I say, hopefully with the new garden that I want to get downloaded when the lovely lady who YouTube channel I found who was showcasing it, if I remember, what I'll do is I'll go back into my YouTube history and then I'll link her channel in the description if I remember, because we know I don't have a terrific memory. I do tend to forget. But yeah, so that's what I'll do. But so yeah, but anyway, we got this done. Got these baled. There's quite a lot on there, which is good. You know, it's all good, and we will get it. We will now get them. Let's just turn the flashes off. We'll get them stacked together and put into a nice pile. What I'll do is I'll drive the this stacker to the actual farm shop and just drop them off like that. There's no need for us to drop them on the floor and then have to repick them all up again. For how close it is, we may as well just drive, as I say, down there and drop them off that way. So I did this job in real life with this. I don't know whether it was this stacker exactly, but one very, very similar to it. and we found the smaller the tractor you could put on it, the easier it was. We had a couple of I don't think Farming Sim's got them in. Let's have a look. So we had, no, it doesn't have them in. So they would have been about probably that size, or smaller maybe, I don't know. Yeah, but they were Massey Fergusons, but they didn't have a cab. They had the roll bar on the back, and we used them for like cutting and maintaining the paddocks and the grounds of the farm and stuff like that. So yeah, it was as I say, but we then had slightly bigger, smaller tractors, if you like, that used to run the straw blowers and stuff like that. But it was always a bit more awkward with them. You know, to see out the window where the little arm was, to to see whether you're lined up or not, and it was just easier with the cabless tractors, and they were, as I say, quite a bit smaller. But hopefully this should work. I think those are the two sold. I think we're about to find out. So we'll unload them here. We will just draw forward a little bit so they don't go outside of the tip point. They didn't sell, did they? Or did they? I didn't realise it was going to be quite so quick as that. I'll have to look next time. I'll have to look next time. But I'm not... The problem is, and I've said it a lot, my record bar, so it can't... I didn't see that one there. That's the cataracts coming into play, that is. I didn't see that bale there. Right. Oh, why are we not... there we go. There we are. Yeah, because my record bar's right in that corner, it makes it really, really hard for when I sell stuff. I don't actually get to see what things make because the game brings it up behind my record bar and I can't see it. So if I'm not sort of looking at the money, I don't know whether stuff has sold for a price or not. And I didn't expect that to sell quite so quick, so I wasn't actually looking. So when we go next time, we'll do it one more time, but I will actually be looking when I press the unload button this time so that I can actually see. I mean, I doubt whether we're getting very much for it, but it's a little bit of extra money for ground that we're just going to build on anyway. So if we can get a little bit of extra money before we build on it, then why not? Yeah, it's cost us a few quid to hire the stuff, but it still feels, in my own head, it still feels better than allowing it to go to waste. And actually, we used to do a little bit of horse hay contracting for so where the farm was, we had well, actually, where the farm was is irrelevant to the contract that we had. But we had a contract with racing stables from Newmarket, and we used to grow. Oh, we're full. We used to grow and produce the hay bales for their horses, and also conventional straw bales as well for the horses, because obviously it was much easier for them to handle as conventional bales rather than as the big ton bales. But I say we had one of these, and this basically just strings them together, and then you can pick them up then with like the telehandler and the bale grabs, the flat bale grabs with the claws. You can grip them like that, or you can just load them individually, and But once they were put in bundles, they were able to then untie the strings and then, right, here we go. Yeah, so we are getting a little bit of money for them. That's fine. That's fine. As I say, we were never going to get much for these bales. That was always going to be the case. But if we get, I don't know, if we can sort of get anywhere between 5 and 10 grand for them for all of these, then that'll be magic. As I say, we've no need to be greedy with this. As I say, it's just a bit of extra money, and it will just help with the cost of the beehives and stuff like that. And other things that we want to do. The grapevines. I mean, I bet you're looking at about 12 to 15,000 for them to go from that corner over there down to that corner there. As I say, I bet you're looking at anywhere from sort of 10, 12, 15,000 down there. So the fact that this might bring in a little bit of extra money, or this is bringing in a bit of extra money, it all helps. We've had to hire the equipment, and if we had bigger fields, I'd buy the equipment and do it that way. But and eventually, it might be something that we do look into. As I say, something like this on this type of business is something that I would have looked to have done in real life, because for those of you that have obviously watched the first episode, that I didn't do very well at school. Sort of just wasn't academically very good, but I had this sort of twin ambition. I wanted to get married from a very early age. I wanted to get married, and it's never happened, but hey ho. But I also wanted to have my own sort of farm shop where I grew my own produce and sort of did that, and this has kind of sort of facilitated that dream, if you like. And I am trying to run it like I would have run it in real life. I'm sort of doing my utmost to try and keep it as what I would have done in real life. Like I say, we haven't done loans because I wouldn't do loans in real life. They're just, I don't know. I was talking to a farmer the other day and said, if you have not got any debt, then you're not ambitious enough to move forward. I'm not overly convinced that I agree with that philosophy, if I'm honest with you. But I did sort of point out to him, I said, yeah, but you consider the scale I wanted to do it at, to the scale that you're farming at. I can see that you probably need a little bit of debt where, you've probably got tractors on, hired purchases and what have you, and one thing and another. So I can kind of see that, that's only a few £100 we're getting for those bales. But like I say, it doesn't really matter. So I think my 10 grand is going to be looking a little bit optimistic, to be fair. But if it pays back the amount for the equipment, so be it. Anyway, I'm going to switch over to some time lapse again. I'm going to get this done, and then once we've got that done, we'll probably call it for this episode. And then in the next episode, we will get all of our buildings and stuff like that done, and hopefully as well, we might be getting somewhere a little bit nearer to harvest, which would be nice as well. So yeah, but we'll see what happens. Anyway, I'll see you in a bit. So right, I'm back. Now I was just going to slap down the grapevines and the beehives and thought, you know what, we'll do it all in this video, but what I might do is I might do it in the next video anyway. Leave this episode here and do it in the next video, because by the time the next video comes along, we'll be at harvest, or we'll be ready to start harvesting the at the very least the wheat. And I say we'll be able to start harvesting the wheat, but we can also then in that episode do a nice long sort of kind of area build. I've got to be a bit sort of careful, although we can change it. I mean, if we get to a point and then it's like, oh, hang on a minute, that doesn't work for this, that, and whatever other reason, we can change it. But I feel that rather than just slapping stuff down, we should try and keep it in keeping with the lovely area that Brodie himself made, or Brodie Farms. Check out his YouTube channel if you haven't done already. The link is in the description, or at least it should be. It was there last time I looked. But yeah, I thought maybe we should just try and keep it in keeping a little bit. And maybe try and make a little bit of an area of this. I'm not very good at farm building, so please don't expect, anything that looks as professional and as good as that. But at the same time, there's no reason why we can't just sort of try and do bits and pieces and try and keep it looking smart and tidy. So we could have an entrance way in here, and then sort of down here, and our beehives can be here. Or they can come through. We could have the first half of the beehives, sort of there, and then up to the gateway, and then the other side of the gateway down to there, because I do want 3 rows, or 3 to 5 rows of beehives all the way down there, and then as I say, that will be sort of our beehives. And then I'm going to have the grapes this side, I think. Just because I think that's going to be easier to do it this side than it is going to be to do it that side. But yeah, so that's kind of what I'm thinking. But anyway, as I say, I'm going to have to leave this episode here. We've done quite a bit. We've cut this today. We've fed the chickens and we've sorted that out. And as I say, we've also horse hayed this, and we didn't make all that much out of it. But yeah, it's a few quid. And as I say, it will go towards us doing our bit further development here. So yeah, thanks ever so much for watching. If you haven't done already, please don't forget to like, comment and subscribe, and I can't wait to see you in the next episode. Bye for now.